A rich honky, is different from a poor honky. A poor honky is dangerous. He ain't got shit, ain't gonna never have shit, and gonna always have to work hard. After the Civil War, uh, and them big fine houses and things were burnt down and all that. They wealth they lost. Uh, they were broke down a common man. The slave, the black man, was already didn't have nothing. And those that were sent to Europe that got an education that came back to run the masses plantation is the ones that taught the other people if they weren't too stuck on stupid to learn. So then, and that comes up, steams up to my era in the 60s of being in high school, where a poor one picks and melts all the time, but not the rich. Because you ain't gonna be as rich as those rich plantation owner children.
Mm-hmm.
They don't meddle, they don't poke. They see you and they go, uh, they'll blink their eyes or nod their head and speak that's a way of speaking to you and keep it moving. Uh-huh. A poor one, a poor Caucasian, oh, you all kind of names. You smell so bad, you stink this and melon and melon and melon. And then when they get off the bus, they live in a rundown shack. Their house is not 5 miles off the road. It's sitting on the road, but it's ragged.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't have, it's a lot of them don't have no more. Some white folks had that, some had more. But those that had businesses, of course, had more. Those that owned land had super more than more. But where Daddy and Uncle Dad come in, they own their own land too. Lots and lots and lots of land. But my daddy had to say that he was, for years, we growing up. See, my daddy is 10 years older than my mama.
Mm-hmm.
When I was born, the daddy was in his 40s, mama was 30.
Mm-hmm.
And daddy always wrote too great. But before daddy died, he died at the age of 93, we learned that my daddy was a Blackfoot Cherokee that migrated, his parents migrated the Trail of Tears on the Mississippi River. And then where my grandmother, which I hated, was redheaded Irish.
Mm-hmm.
He was Irish. Well, if you watch the cowboy pictures and shit, you can understand it's just like the same nowadays where a white woman can't keep her hand off a black man.
Mm-hmm.
But when I was growing up, they lie and say they wanted a black man, but they lie and say he raped them, which he didn't.
Right.
But then the law was not on his side. Laws was made when black men got free from slavery, and it's still today. Right now, this conflict with Trump. How many heads of the Mexicans been busted now? How much blood? How many batons you see that the people getting beat now? But how many black people have you seen on TV and they had a protest and oh my God, you just cried because of how they beat the people.
Mm-hmm.
Just beat them and drag them, pile them up in a paddy wagon. No ambulances, no medical, no nothing. Double standard America. This is one of the prettiest countries in the world. Growing up in the South, you knew where you stand. Blacks had their own churches, clothing stores, grocery stores. They call them cafes, but restaurants, and
Mm-hmm.
white folks had theirs. And you be over there, and I'll stay over here.
So the cafe, the name cafe for some of the restaurants, that came from segregation or that came from the South?
Yeah, where you think the tractor driver was going to eat his lunch at? He
Right.
lived so far on the plantation way down there behind the bayou that they go to the cafe, and that's where they would eat their meal from 12 o'clock to 1. And then everybody get on the truck, and they go on back, and they work from 1 o'clock to 5 o'clock. And then everybody get in line, and they get their little $3, and then they go home, do what they got to do, take a bath, and put some bleach in it, and pick up and do what they got to do to go to bed. so they can get up and have some breakfast. They get back in the field at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Hmm.
Chopping time in the dew. The dew be so wet you be wet from your feet to your knees. And then the sun dry out. Cool times, just cool. But as a whole, the American Negro made it.
Hmm.
And the American Negro made it through one thing, education. Not the white man's.